Hi again, everybody. Well, welcome back to Dog Turds into Diamonds. We are at the end of season 10, and we start off here on the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer profile because, as you can see, one of the most random things I've ever seen on Football Manager. He is now our assistant manager, the 58-year-old. Former Manchester United, and here in this universe, Barnsley and MK Dons manager. Very, very strange career for Ole Gunnar. Yet he's accepted £950 a week. This multi-millionaire who has coached at the very top level is now our assistant manager. Why have I done that? Well, I felt like it was an area we needed to improve. You can see Ole Gunnar, he is great at working with young players, which we do have a lot of them. He's got really incredible people management, which I think is always really important for an assistant manager. And his judging player ability and player potential is not too bad. He's a very good mental coach as well, decent technical coach, great adaptability and determination. And he also really suits our style. He likes playing tiki-taka, which we are famed for our possession game. And he likes a 4-2-3-1, which is what we are playing right now. I'm a bit surprised by his 2-star reputation. Maybe that's as an assistant manager. Does it change? It doesn't change if I click to other roles. But yeah, I was searching for a new assistant manager. I couldn't find anybody who was really that good until I just clicked to look at all staff availability or all available staff, not necessarily just assistant managers. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer appeared there, clicked on him, offered him a contract. He wanted to be a coach, but I offered him the assistant manager role, and we've got him for £925 a week. Absolutely incredible. And if we just compare him to Josias Carbon, who was our assistant manager, he's been assistant manager for us the last couple of years. After a little spell as the Warrington manager, before that he was assistant manager for our under-18s, and he was all right in terms of the assistant manager role. His people management is decent. He's got the same judging player ability and player potential as Ole Gunnar. Probably not as good a coach and not as good as working with young players. But if we just compare the two of them, I mean, they're on this left-hand side as a coach. I mean, basically they're both good at different things. Probably Ole Gunnar just slightly better there. And like I say, his people management and his working with youngsters, very, very attractive. And then if we look on the mental side of things, again, they're both kind of good at different things. Josias Carbon much better at motivating players there, a better tactical knowledge, which is, I feel like that's a bit of a slight on Ole Gunnar, isn't it? That's a little bit nasty after what happened to him at Manchester United. But yeah, I think as an assistant manager, I think it's a big upgrade. Why did I do that? Well, it's because things have been a little bit of a disaster to end the season. Look at that, a sea of orange and red since we were last here. Who did we play? We played MK Dons and Oldham, and you can see after that we kind of lost half our games, drew half our games. A sole victory against Wickham in there, and that is why I felt the need to make that change. You can see our luck did not improve to end the season. We're going to play Rotherham today, who have gone up to the Championship in second place. Let's talk all about how the season has finished and what the plans are for next season. Let's see how we get on against Rotherham. Let's go do this. Yes, it's another Dog Turds into Diamonds. End of season 10. You can see we have failed to make the playoffs. our second half of the season was an absolute disaster. I think we have won just 3 games during 2031. It has been very frustrating, but we have got to beat Rotherham today in order to guarantee 8th place. We could drop as low as 10th if we were to lose this game. I think a draw would probably only be good enough for 9th as well. So really under pressure to win this game. Rotherham have had a great season. They've got 92 points. They've consigned Birmingham to the playoffs. Yeah, it has been such a frustrating second half of the season. Obviously, we were doing really well the first half. We had that really good run there in October. The second half of the season, things just fell apart from January onwards. Was that down to me kind of starting to leave some of the more established players out? I did leave players like Agyapong, the captain. I left him out after he decided to leave on a free at the end of the season. I bought in new attacking players. I bought in a new goalkeeper. Was that down to me, or was it just the football manager gods? I don't know. I'll be honest, the majority of these games, just like when you were last here when we took on MK Doms and Oldham, the majority of these games we actually did really well. We played really well and really should have won them. I mean, look at this one against Coventry. 18 shots at goal, 6 on target, 56% of the possession, a 0-0 draw. They had just 1 shot at goal the entire game. I think the game before that against Swindon was even worse. Let's have a look at this. We drew against Swindon 1-1. Actually, looking at that, Swindon had more shots than us, didn't they? But that probably wouldn't be the best example. So yeah, we did have 54% of the possession there, though. We had a low XG, and that's been our problem. The XG we've created in our games has been really, really poor. I think it was Hartlepool, the draw that I was thinking of. Let's have a look at Hartlepool here. This was very frustrating. 24 shots at goal, 10 on target, a 2.69 XG. They had 2 men sent off, and we drew 1-1, and our goal was a penalty. And that tells you everything you need to know about the second half of our season. We just haven't been able to score goals. I thought Donaldson coming in on loan from Fulham was going to solve our goal scoring problems. It really didn't. We lost the next game 3-0 at home against Portsmouth. Look again. We lost 3-0 at home. We lost 3-0. They had 5 shots on target and a 1.57 XG. We had 17 shots at goal, 11 on target, 56% of the possession. We completed more of our passes. That's the story of the second half of our season. Absolutely frustrating. Now, I've had seasons before. We had 3 seasons we were in the Vanarama National League, 2 seasons we were in League One. I've had seasons before where things have tailed off in the second half of the season, but it hasn't been frustrating because we haven't been playing well. In these games, we have been playing very, very well. The majority of the time we have played well. We have been competitive. We just haven't been able to score goals, and that is why we are looking at another season in League One. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm optimistic for next season. I feel like we've got a really good base of a team to take on next season. And I think although he hasn't hit the ground running this season, Donaldson, I think is going to be that next level player that we need. He's got 6 in 13 now, 3 in his last 2. I'm hoping he can finish the season strong against Rotherham and finish with a 1 in 2 ratio. Now, he's got some red arrows here, but don't be fooled. He has actually been improving no end since he came in. His off the ball has improved, I think. He is a player that I think is the next big thing. I think this is a potential Championship and Premier League player in the making. He's just 18. I mean, it does say here he doesn't have that much more potential, just 1 star more. But So maybe I'm wrong about that, but I mean, looking at the way he's improved since he came in, I think this guy can be the player to, at the very least, fire us into the championship next season. I really do believe that. Um, I mean, you can see I've switched here to play with a number 10. I just felt like throughout all those games, I was getting more and more frustrated as we played well, created chances, didn't have enough highlights. I felt like we just needed to put someone closer to the striker, and Chinedu has been that player. We've put him in there. Has he played particularly well? No, he hasn't. But it just seems like making that change has made us function a little bit better. I feel like I really need a number 10 in the summer transfer window. I really need to address this area here with some real quality. But that is to come in the next episode when we do a transfer special after today's game against Rotherham and the end of season roundup. But I feel like we've got a really good base for team. I think we've got a really good goalkeeper. We've got a good defence. I'm hoping we can renew Simpson's loan for next season. Get his loan carried on from West Brom. Hopefully we'll renew Donaldson's loan. I think we've got the basis here for a really good team. I think all we need is more creativity in midfield. The number 10, and I mean, Eddie Little and Moreno, I've been really pleased with them. But the two of them do just lack a little bit of vision. I think we need someone with elite vision. Eddie Little has got fantastic first touch, brilliant passing. He's got everything you need to be an amazing deep line playmaker, apart from the vision. If he just had better vision of pass to just pick out the man with the killer ball, I think that would be incredible. And Eugenio Moreno, the same. He's got amazing passing, decent first touch. His vision is just not good enough. And that's where things have kind of fallen down for us. If we look at our squad, and if I've got it on contract at the moment because we've been renewing contracts. If we have a look at assists, I mean, Joe Evans is our top assister with 10 this season. He hasn't even been a regular. Maybe I've got to think about that. After that, it's Dylan Jones with 8. And then Ellis Chapman with 7. We've really struggled for assists. And seeing that Joe Evans is our top assister, I should have been more on top of that. Maybe he should have been playing more. Yeah, we have really struggled for assists. And of course, we have struggled for goals. Ellis Chapman and Jack Nolan, our two wingers, are our two top goal scorers with 12 and 9 for the season. We have really struggled. And that has been our downfall. That is the reason we are not in the playoffs this season. I've got to make sure I get Donaldson in for next season. We have also been looking at transfers for next season. Our youth intake has been abysmal again. The board are refusing to upgrade our youth status, refusing to scout more, refusing to upgrade facilities. But if we look at transfers, we do have a couple of players confirmed for next season, which I'm really excited about. It's actually been a bit of a slow year this for players released from the big clubs. There wasn't a lot of quality, whereas in the last few seasons we've been able to pick up some really good players. But I'm really excited about Brian Nolan. He is being released by Liverpool. We have got him coming in. He looks a fantastic young centre-back. 17 tackling, 11 passing, 10 first touch, 12 marking, 11 heading, 6'2", amazing positioning, great bravery. He's quick, he's strong. I think he is potentially a next level centre back. Really excited to have him in. And I've confirmed one more, Brian Byrne from Newcastle. I don't really need him, but he's coming in for I think £230 a week, which is absolutely nothing. So it's another one of these midfield deep line playmakers who's got great first touch and passing, but very average vision. So he's another one. I don't really need him. I don't think he's going to play. He's going to be one to loan out, but hopefully he can develop and perhaps be that playmaker in the future. If not, I think he's a player that we can definitely sell on for good money. I think if we can get into the championship I think all of our players, all of these young players, start to be worth, from $1 million upwards. So I think he's a good investment for the future. He could possibly come in and become a player, who knows? But we do have a huge amount of central midfielders now. So that's basically where we are right now. I want to do this game and do the end of season roundup all in one. So this is the team for today. Sanisalo in goal, Igor Luiz on the right, Jack O'Brien and Simpson are the centre-backs, Dylan Jones at left-back, Little and Moreno in midfield with Chinedu in front of them, Jack Nolan and Chapman on the wings with Donaldson up front. On the bench, Okadina, who is about to get very annoyed with me because I forgot that I'd promised to play him as a no-nonsense centre-back. He's been playing as a regular centre-back, so expect Okadina to be very upset and a potential candidate to leave in the summer. He's only worth up to 90,000. I mean, it's not really that big an income if he does go. But Mackenzie is on the bench. I'm not going to renew his contract. He's 32 now. I'm going to let him leave. He's on 1,800 a week. I think we can get a better right back in for less money probably. Mwabwesi is on the bench, can play as centre back or midfielder. Malicio as well. Joe Evans, Tyler Smith, and Ben House. So that is the squad. Right, here we go then, taking on Rotherham, second place, going up to the Championship. It's a good little indicator of where we are going to be next season. Can we take on a team that really has been above League One level this season? I'm going to submit the team. And I think this could be a little bit of a struggle today because they play with a number 10 and I have now left out our defensive midfielder. We are playing with a number 10 as well. So that means they have got that number 10 free in that bit of space in behind our midfield. We are not playing with a specialised ball winner. We've got no midfielder that really has ball winning ability. So this could be a bit of a tactical disaster. But I'm going to go with it because I've just been trying to look at how I could change things up. Let's show everyone what we're capable of. I want to just see if we can compete with a team that is going up to the Championship. Can we take some confidence from today's game? I'm going to set up my marking. And I'm going to start off just trusting that my two centre-backs can kind of deal with their number 10 and their striker. I've got Little on deep line playmaker role on defend. So he is hanging back a little bit. But he cannot ball win at all, nor can Moreno. But yeah, I just want to kind of put faith in these tactics. We have changed things up. Just once it was mathematically impossible for us to make the playoffs, I decided to just make changes. Before that, because we were playing well but we weren't scoring goals, I was just kind of keeping faith with it, hoping the fact that we were playing all right, we would just come good at the right time, and it didn't happen. So I made these changes, and straight away Donaldson has guaranteed himself a 1-in-2 ratio. And what a pass through that was. A lovely ball from Little into Nolan. Nolan threads Donaldson through with that 15 acceleration and pace. An easy finish. And he's now got 4 in his final 3 games of the season. Hopefully he can continue that form on. And hopefully we are on for a really good finish to the season here. Like I say, I'm really optimistic. I feel like we went up from League 2, and here's Nolan putting in Donaldson again. He can't get the shot away this time, but he can cross for Chapman. And Ellis Chapman gets number 13 of the season. What a start. We are in the 6th minute of the game, and we are 2-0 up against a team that has got over 90 points this season. What a start here. Donaldson doing brilliantly. And the keeper just couldn't hold on to that vicious strike from Chapman. Fantastic. And this is the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer impact in full effect. And they are now down to 10 men. They now do not have their number 10 on the field. I think we are in for a very, very nice last game of the season. I think we can be really optimistic. What a game so far. Really, really pleased with this. What a way to finish. Shame we couldn't find this form before the end of the season just to get ourselves into those playoffs. And Joe Brown has got them back into it. And please don't tell me that we are going to end up giving away a 2-0 lead on the final game of the season. And that's gone straight through the man on the post. I really don't want to think that we are capable of giving away a 2-0 lead on the last game of the season against 10 men. Oh dear. And you see Rotherham, I mean, it just shows their quality. They are still competing with us. You can argue they are the better team here. They've now had more shots and more shots on target. We simply came out of the blocks really quickly, didn't we? They have now got a better XG than us. Right, don't let your performance levels drop, boys. Can we keep hold of this game? This would be really on brand to finish the season, wouldn't it? If we were to do this, if we were to give this away, that would really sum up our season. I'm gonna choose to stay optimistic. I think I will be making a change. I think I will be getting the 10 off. I'm not going to encourage anyone yet because Donaldson has made it 3-1. And that's something else I need in the summer. I need a set piece specialist. We haven't made enough of set pieces. But that's a lovely ball in from Little. And a great finish from Donaldson. And I think he's onside, isn't he? Definitely onside. 3-1 up. And maybe we can relax a little bit, unless this goes in here, and it nearly does. Right, let's finish strong, boys. Let's finish strong. Do I want to make any changes here? Maybe Donaldson could be on for a hat-trick. I just paused it there just as the highlights started. Igor Luiz picking it up, finding Nolan. Nolan into Little. Nolan is playing as an advanced playmaker and he goes very close there. Our second top scorer nearly put himself in double figures for the season. And they get another highlight, and it is kind of maybe turning into a bit of a shootout, a bit of a basketball game. They've still got hold of it and they're still dangerous, even down to 10 men, and now Little is going to be sent off. Oh, Eddie Little. Our advantage is gone, and I'm going to take off Chinedu, and I'm going to bring on Mbuesi. He's a player that I really have high hopes for, and I want to make him a defensive ball-winning midfielder now. Yeah, I have very high hopes for him. Do I make any other changes here? I think I'm going to bring Moreno off. He hasn't played particularly well. I'm going to bring Malicio in. We get his ball-winning skills in the box-to-box midfielder role. So 2 ball-winning midfielders coming on just to try and shore things up now that we are down to 10 men. And I think, yeah, you could see Rotherham here just maybe dominate the closing exchanges of the game with that extra quality they have. There's no doubt they're a better team than us. They've got some really good players. And if this goes in here, it makes for a really horrible last 20 minutes. Was that offside? It looked clearly offside from the start. I didn't panic too much. But it was a decent little spell of possession. He's only just off, isn't he? He's half a step there. But we survived that one. And I'm going to demand more from the players. See how they respond to that as we get the corner away. And now Chapman on the break. Can we get our man in here? It's Nolan for 4-1. It is 4-1. Is Jack Nolan onside? It looks like he is. And what a way to finish the season. I'm telling you, I am really optimistic for next season. We've made some tactical changes here. We've made some tweaks. I'm frustrated that I couldn't make the tweaks work until things were mathematically impossible. But I feel like we've got the base of a team that can really, really do the job next season. I think I was saying earlier, wasn't I? Much in the same way that last season we went up from League Two after a season where our young players were kind of developing and getting used to playing first team football in League Two, and then we then blitzed the league. And I do kind of feel like we're capable of doing it next season. Depends who comes down from the Championship, of course. I'm going to make one more change just to finish the game off here. Who have I got on the bench? Do we give Mackenzie a goodbye? I think what I might do here, I've got Ben House. I want to see if Donaldson can get his hat-trick. I don't really want to make any attacking changes. I think I am going to bring Mackenzie on for a goodbye appearance. I'm going to bring him on for Igor Luiz. He's had a good couple of seasons for us, Mackenzie. But yeah, at 32, he's not getting any younger. I think we can bring in something of similar quality on the right back position for next season. So a little goodbye for him in front of the fans. Like I say, the players that decided to go at the end of the season, like Stian Danielson, Agyapong, I froze them out of the team just for the fact that they'd confirmed that they weren't committed to the cause. In the case of both, they both refused, Danielson refused a contract, and Agyapong refused to leave for money. So yeah, I was kind of frustrated with those two. But Mackenzie, I think he's been a decent little servant for us. He's been a good option, and he deserves his send-off. Can we finish with a fifth here? Can we really round this off with a really impressive performance? We have done. Donaldson gets his hat-trick, his first ever career hat-trick. He's finished with 9 in 14 games. I'm really excited about what he can do next season. Chapman sets him up. And what a player Donaldson is going to be, I think. I think he is going to blow League One away next season. I really hope we can renew his loan deal. And that is an exciting performance to finish on. Something exciting to look forward to next season. Great performance. I'm really, really happy with that. Really pleased. We've got to congratulate the players. I'm going to give Donaldson a bit of individual praise as well. You dominated the match today. Well done, Donaldson. Ellis Chapman was superb as well. Got to be pleased with that performance. Great way to finish the season. I will be back very, very shortly with the end of season awards, the end of season roundup. And then we will just finish off talking a little bit about what the plan is with this team for next season. Okay, here we are then, the end of season review. Frustrating not to be in the playoffs, but like I said, let's remain positive. I really believe that we've built up a good base of young players that can do really well next season. Looking at the players that came in, Teddy Sharman Lowe, I'm letting go at the end of the season. We've got a lot of goalkeepers. He only played one game. Yeah, no need to speak more of him. Ryan Donaldson in from Fulham was fantastic in his last few games. 6 goals in his last 3, 9 goals, 3 assists. He was the goal scorer that we needed. I just didn't manage to get performances out of him until the last few games. That was much more to do with the way the team was functioning. I actually, for the last few games, I think the biggest difference was I started playing just to shoot on sight rather than working the ball into the box. Now, I was playing to work the ball into the box because, in theory, that creates a higher XG percentage chance. And playing that way, we were making a lot of chances. So, although we weren't getting highlights, I was looking at the stats and thinking, well, things are working. It looks all right. But once I switched to shoot on sight, it did seem to really make a change. One of our other important stats was that our shooting from outside the box this season was absolutely terrible. So again, I thought, well, bearing that in mind, why would I be shooting on sight if we're not very good at shooting from outside the box? It just didn't seem the way to go. But once I changed to that, it did seem to have a pretty big impact, to be fair. Sanisalo, the first player that we ever signed for money, I think he was a decent upgrade on Tommy Reid. The fact that Manchester City were interested in Tommy Reid in January, I think tells me that maybe I want to be looking at moving Tommy Reid on for some decent money. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. But with Sanisalo and Reid, we've got a couple of good goalkeepers for this level. Jabril Okadina, I think, was a really good free signing. You can see he started 28 games, a 7.05 rating. Very, very good player. Good squad depth he gives us. So there you go. I'm speaking like I'm Yoda from Star Wars right now. Jack Nolan, I think, was decent. Did basically what I was expecting of him. 10 goals, 7 assists, 7.04. Can't complain. Again, a decent squad player. Ellis Chapman, I think, was really good. I mean, he started the season absolutely flying. He was a 1 in 2 scorer at the start of the season. Did slow down a bit, but still got 13 in 42 and another 9 assists. So all in all, a successful season for him. Jake O'Brien, the same. Started 27 games, 7.02 rating. Dylan Jones, in the middle of the season, his form was very disappointing. It kind of dropped away. He started the season incredibly well. During that run where we went up to second place, he was perhaps our best player, and then he did kind of drop away. But still a solid first season for the man who left Charlton. Eddie Little, the young, he's still only 19. The deep line playmaker, he really needs to improve his vision to get more assists, but 6.88, probably a little bit disappointing, but I think he's shown enough. He's shown enough potential that we could have a really good player on our hands, and I think championship clubs could be interested in him in January. The same with Eugenio Moreno. 4 goals, 5 assists. I think it's a good solid start for the 19-year-old. He's another one, of course, had Blackburn interested in January. I think we can expect to see bids for him in the summer. Maybe we can move him on for a lot of money. We'll have to wait and see. Mark Mitchell came in on loan from Tottenham, didn't really play. Barnabas Mabwesi, I bought him back on loan from his loan in January. I think he's a player with a lot of potential. He might need a loan again to really hit those heights. We'll see what happens with him. Nonso Chinedu, I think I'm going to be looking to move him on. I thought he was going to be a great number 10 for us. He did help balance the team out in those last few games of the season. But I think we need to look for a real upgrade on a number 10. And I think Chinedu is another one. I'll be looking to see if I can get some money for him. 2 goals and 1 assist. Really not enough. Ben House, I think, needs a loan. The young striker, 7 goals in 32. Not good enough. He's still only 19. A lot of potential again. I think he needs a loan into a League 2 club. Gabriel Adiemo, I'm going to be looking to renew his loan from Sunderland. I think he's going to be a great ball-winning defensive midfielder. We'll look to renew that. Stian Danielson was abysmal after he signed from Bristol City. I froze him out after January when he decided he's going to leave on a free at the end of the season. And Tyler Smith was a big disappointment as well. The 32-year-old striker. He's another one I'll be looking to loan out or move on if I can, rather than keep him for the last year of his contract. Yeah, he didn't do what I was expecting. So there you go. Season results, as we know, League One really fell away at the end, but we did finish 8th. It's a good, strong first season. But you've got to think Shrewsbury got 84 points and are in the playoffs. They came up through the League 2 playoffs. Carabao Cup was pleasing. We had a real good fight with Watford of the Premier League. Papa John's Trophy, well, we didn't even play in it. So there you go. And the FA Cup, again, I mean, It says there we drew at home with Sunderland. We didn't. We lost 3-2 in extra time, didn't we? We lost 3-2 with 2 minutes to play. Again, I'm pleased we made it to the third round. We've got to try and repeat that next season. But all in all, a pleasing season, even if the second half of the season was very frustrating. Match to remember, beating Portsmouth, who are in the playoffs. Yeah, that was really pleasing. Away win against one of the big dogs. And the biggest win, 5-1 against Rotherham. And Chinedu gets goal of the season. I said at the time this was the best goal I have seen on Football Manager 22. Let's watch it. It was a thing of absolute beauty. So here it was, the cross back from Jones, and Chinedu, what a volley. What a goal of the season. How have things looked financially this season then? Well, sponsorship has remained the same as last season. Everything else has gone up, as you would expect. Being in League One, having a decent home tie in both the cups. Yeah, I think we can be pleased with that. Ellis Chapman was that little bit of next level quality. He proved to be the best selling shirt. Smith and Robinson surprising as they hardly played. Agyapong the captain. And Moreno sold a few shirts as well. So that's pleasing. But we have been losing money hand over fist this season. I've got to sell someone for big money in the summer, or we could be struggling. The best 11, Okadina beating O'Brien to one of the centre-back spots. Mackenzie beating Igor Luiz to the right-back spot as well. Malicio in midfield there with Little and Moreno. Chapman, Nolan, and Danielson up front. That is very surprising. That kind of shows you exactly where our problems lied in terms of goal scoring this season. So what accolades have we got? There were no accolades for us as manager. Callum Simpson, fans player of the season, young player of the season as well. Sanisalo's signing of the season, goal of the season, Chinedu. Ellis Chapman, top goal scorer. Joe Evans, most assists. They are both here for another season at least. Callum Simpson, most man of the matches. A very impressive season from him. I hope we can keep hold of him for next season. His marking has improved this season. He's played really well. Now a West Brom man, of course, but if they will accept a loan for him next season that doesn't cost us anything again, I think that'll be absolutely fantastic. Callum Simpson, the highest average rating. I think he's our player of the season, isn't he? It's him or Ellis Chapman, really. Most passes completed, Malicio. Highest transfer fee received is for Callum Simpson, that 1.7 million deal with West Brom. Highest transfer fee paid, our record signing, Viljami Sanisalo. Ryan Donaldson, most goals in a game on the closing day of the season. There you go. So that's the season roundup. Now, I just will quickly tell you what I'm planning for next season. We'll go through this in a bit more detail in the transfer special next episode, but I think Igor Luiz is probably one to sell. He hasn't improved as I was hoping this season. He improved a lot last season, but he's kind of stagnated this season. He's supposedly worth up to a couple of million. If I can get 2 to 2.5 million for him from a championship team, I think at 21 years old, now is the time to cash in on Igor Luiz and use that to fund the training facilities and the team for next season. He's gone up in crossing this season. I think he's gone up in tackling. If he does stick around, I mean, he's a bit of a legend for me now. So I won't be too bothered if we have to keep him. But I think with his value, he's the player to cash in on to help move the club forward. The same with Little and Moreno. I'd love to keep them, but if somebody comes in for them, and that money can help us build, then I think that makes sense. And of course, the number 10 position is going to be my priority. Hopefully we can confirm Donaldson and Simpson to continue. On the bench, Okadina, I'm not too bothered if he goes. Mackenzie is leaving. Mabwese probably out on loan. Malicio Evans, I think are good squad players. Tyler Smith, I hope I can move him on. Ben House, I want to get him a loan. I think he can be a great player, but he needs game time. Robinson is retiring. Of course, bought him in on big money, 1,600 a week. Really didn't play in the end because of a couple of injuries, and also I didn't want to play him this season. I didn't want to play him this season because with 15 games, he would have got an extra year's extension. I didn't want to do that, so I left him out. Rossiter, I think, is technically and tactically good enough. He's got another year on his contract. Maybe keep him around as a squad player. Good leader as well. Physically, he's kind of not good enough now. A 6.69 rating this season. I think if we can move him on, I will look to do that. Release that £1,000 for wages on another player. Ethan Varian is leaving us on a free transfer. Sharman Lowe not renewing. Harvey Davies stays as the third choice goalkeeper. Tommy Reed stays as the backup goalkeeper unless one of those big clubs wants to come in for him. At 5'9", I think you've just got to applaud the man for the career he has made himself. He's played in League One. He's had interest from Manchester City in the Premier League. He's been our first choice goalkeeper for 4 seasons. Absolutely fantastic. One of this save's legends, I feel. If he's here next season, great. If we can get good money for him, even better. Danielson is moving on to the Norwegian League. Agipong is moving on, of course, to Ghana. Again, I'll give him a salute. Our captain for the last few seasons, one of the figureheads in our rise through the National League and League Two up to League One. Even won his place back for this season. It's a shame the captain is leaving, but well, good luck to you, Samuel Agipong. Hopefully he can help raise the profile of Ghanaian football. Mikhail has been out on loan. I'm going to let him leave. He wants nearly 1,000 a week. He's a good midfield playmaker, but is he any better than what I've got? He's been out on loan in Cyprus this season, done really, really well. But again, is he any better than what I've got available to me? Is he any better than what I might be able to get in? So he goes. Carl Drake's a good squad player at left back. Keep him around. Mark Mitchell will be let go. Adi Amo, I hope I can renew his loan. I think he's got the potential to be a fantastic deep line playmaker. The 18-year-old Nigerian under-20 international. Yeah, I think he's one I definitely want to keep around. So we've got a good solid base there. I've got all these players here being released by Premier League and Championship under-23s to look through. Yeah, hopefully I can put together a really good squad. So the next episode will, of course, be the transfer special. The last transfer special seemed to be a lot more popular than the other videos. I hope that can be the same again. I will see you on the next one. If you've enjoyed the video, drop a like on it because I really need some help with the algorithm. So drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the series, and I will see you for the next one, a transfer special where we try and prepare for a real good promotion push in League One next season. Bye for now. See you soon.